Last but certainly not least, we get into women's college hoops, which obviously you've been following all year long. The story of the nation has been the leading scorer in the history of college basketball, Iowa's Caitlin Clark, who broke Pistol Pete Maravige's all-time record this past weekend. And she's trying to do it with some style, you know what I mean? She's trying to give us a little bit of a show and hit it from downtown, but got a technical foul, got to go right up to the free throw line all by herself and break the record. She knocked it down. Freebies are free. In addition to that, earlier in the weekend announces that she's declaring for the WNBA draft, which was a question for a while. I know people looking at it like, why is it even a question that this person going to declare for the draft? Mm-hmm. You saw the Nike commercials. You saw the State Farm commercials. You know what the arenas looking like in Iowa. And she had another year of eligibility left. There was a real question if she was going to stay here, but she's declaring for the draft. The Indiana Fever, worst record in the league last year, will have the #1 pick, so she will be teaming up with Aaliyah Boston next year. But as of right now, Caitlin Clark, man, we have to talk about just her star power when it comes to the game of basketball. Not just women's basketball, just the game of basketball itself. She got Maya Moore to come out. Maya Moore don't come out for nobody, right? Like, Maya Moore came out to watch her in person, and we saw her fan out and really have a moment with her and Al Duncan right before the game on Sunday, which I thought was super awesome. But let's just talk about what an incredible career Caitlin Clark has had. Breaking records, breaking attendance records, I mean, making all types of incredible NIL money. Mm-hmm. She really has an opportunity to be a generational talent entering the WNBA.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, when you got Jake from State Farm wearing your number in a custom vest, that's star power right there. Jake come out for work, and that's a cool dude. But when he repping you, it's different. That's different type of talk. That's different type of star power.
Can we talk about Jake from State Farm though? Jake from State Farm got the GOAT gig, right? Like, he just goes to all the dope events. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
People know who he is. You saw Travis Scott pulling up to the game. Doesn't stop for nobody.
But Jake from State Farm.
Jake from State Farm, like, yeah, what's good, my dude? I was like, yo, he's living the life. But yes, Caitlin Clark, incredible.
Yeah, her star power, I think, is also indicative of what we're seeing in women's college basketball. Kaz, I'm telling you right now, you give me $1 million, tell me to name one men's college basketball star that's NBA draft worthy, I'm $1 million less rich in this very moment. Women's college basketball is where the stars are. We got Juju, Paige, Caitlin, Flojanae Johnson, no relation, Greenhall, Hannah Hidalgo. Come on now. We saying the same names at the same time. We twinning off of the names of women's college basketball stars, and I can tell you, growing up, it wasn't really like that, but right now, women's college basketball is what's moving. I'm more tapped into women's March Madness at this point than the men's tournament, and I didn't think I was saying that, but that shows you today the impact and the power of women's sports and the love and the entertainment value of women's basketball.
Yeah.
Like, fundamentally sound, super entertaining, rivalries.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark, yo, she knows she bad.
She knows she is. She hits the Hulk Hogan ears every single time. Like, she knows what she's doing.
She's telling them, get off me when you trying to get the jump on. I'm like, yo, you are really repping right now. And that's what I like to see. The type of passion and energy that we like to see in hoops, especially college hoops, we're getting that in the women's game. And I think it's also because they stay longer. They stay longer and you can build those rivalries. But now it's like, I want to see all these matches. I need to see USC, Iowa. Yeah. I just want to see buckets. You talked about buckets before. The game is about buckets. Women's college basketball, if you're not on it right now, you need to get on it because that's where the star power is in college hoops.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Obviously, around this time of the year, we're usually gassed up about the men's national tournament and all that type of stuff. To me, not this year. Not this year. There's not really big rivalries like that. There's not really a consensus #1, not a real consensus #1 overall pick in the NBA like that.
Who's #1 right now?
I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I love Rob Dillingham out of Kentucky. I think he's really good. But I don't know if he's a guy that I'm stopping my day to watch. Caitlin Clark on TV, I'm watching her. Juju Watkins on TV, I'm watching her. Flo J. Johnson on TV, I'm watching her. Angel Reese on TV, I'm watching her. On top of that, this is exactly what college sports is supposed to be about, right?
Right.
When you are there for 3 years, 4 years, just college fans in general, there's much more of an internal connection with the university. These people aren't just rooting for a team. These are students. These are people who live here. These are people who have a real connection with the team.
Right.
So when it comes to the rivalries, when it comes to the players, and now when it comes to the money of these kids are making, it's really made the women's game surpass the men's game, in my opinion, as far as popularity. And not even just popularity, the quality of the game, right?
Let's talk about it.
The quality of the game. Like, I'll be like, my eyes be bleeding watching some of these men's college games. I'm like, yo, this is disgusting basketball to watch. But the women's game, Melo said it on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn just a couple weeks ago with Mero. The women's game is the pure form of the game. It's fundamentally sound. It's good dribbling. It's good shoot. Like, if you really like hoops, like, I love highlights more than anybody.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. But I love watching the game of basketball be played the right way. It's just a beautiful thing to watch. And a great women's game is incredible to watch. So the fact that you got Caitlin Clark declaring for the WNBA, who's going to take all that star power, all that money, all that notoriety into the league, is she going to be able to hold up to it? Is she going to be able to get her shot off like she got it off in college? Just her name, just being involved in the league, I think elevates it as well. The people that don't want to see her succeed, I think that elevates well. I think hate is a hell of a motivator when it comes to watching certain sports. You need that other emotion. Yes, there is joy, but yes, there are certain people, you need a good heel. We watch wrestling.
Exactly.
You need somebody to bounce stuff off of, but not just her, man. I've been such a big fan of Juju Watkins over at USC. If the selection committee is doing their thing, we will see Caitlin Clark.
Book this right.
Just book it right. Call Paul Heyman. Do something like get the booking right. You know what I mean? I want to see those two megastars square off this March, no matter where it is. Put them in the same bracket. I don't care. Just make it happen. Caitlin Clark continues to make history. She still has a couple more historical marks to go, but she's just setting the standard at this point, and she's just been incredible to watch all season long.